Hold up.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Loren LoRosa is here with us as well. We got some special guests in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We got the good brother Dion Cole. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We have Derrick Johnson, president of the NAACP. Welcome back, brother.
Good morning.
And we have the president of BET.
The new president of BET.
Thank you. Louis Carr. Welcome, brother.
Thank you.
Good morning.
How y'all feeling this morning, man?
Great.
Great.
Good.
Y'all running around for the 57th NAACP Image Awards, right?
Or BET.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that feel?
It's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be good. We're gonna be doing our thing, you know. Another year, another blessing, right?
Deon, like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Y'all decided to use Deon again. What was so good about Deon? You said we got to bring the
he's
back.
funny, he's good. It was a lively show, and it's important to have some continuity. I mean, we had Anthony Anderson, 6-7 years.
Yes.
We had the Queen. Unfortunately, we didn't get her the next year, and Deon just stepped in, and it's been a great show.
And congratulations to you, Louis Carr, man. You know, you can't ignore the elephant in the room. Salute to our guy, Scott Mills, but, you know, he's no longer the president of BET. You are now.
Yes,
How
sir.
did that feel?
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's been a hell of a journey, and it's a privilege. It's a big job, and we're just trying to take BET to the next era. We call it the new era, and it's exciting, but it's a privilege.
Well, what does modernizing BET actually mean to you? Is it about platform? Is it about programming? Is it about mindset? Like, what is it?
It's about all of that, and it's about community and culture. I don't think any brand that is serving black people right now, they have to lean into the community, especially what's going on in our country right now, whether it's political, whether it's economic. So we're really going to lean into community, and we were built on culture at the end of the day. So we're going to be one of the drivers of culture and holding it up and continue. And that's why we are in partnership with NAACP and my homeboy, Dion Cole. This is my homeboy, so it's a real privilege to me.
What's your first initiative besides this, of course? What's the first initiative that BET wants to do with you being the new president?
My first initiative is reestablishing BET as the brand that people are proud of. So the first thing I've done is we have an internal slogan that may go public, since I'm going to say it right now.
Okay.
BET is something you can believe in. We really want people to sort of gravitate and understand that they do have some ownership in this. They do have some responsibility in this because we serve the culture and we serve our community.
What do you think that was lost if you do? You know, I remember as a kid, you know, I think everybody would come home from school, you're turning on BET. And not just for 106 and Park and those shows, but there's so many shows around the realm that people would love about BET. And I think we lost that a little bit. It didn't become ours anymore. So what do you think the reason is that we got away from that?
I think technology. I think there was a disruption in technology. You know, we were primarily a cable brand at that particular time. And, you know, whether it is the internet or whether it's streaming, it sort of interrupted everything that we were doing. So now we've got to sort of change our ways and really become more focused on the consumer and where the consumer is, not just a cable brand.
And Louis, you come from a background in advertising.
Yes.
Right, and brand relationships. How do you plan to leverage advertisers, basically to get that money, right? And how do you plan to leverage advertisers and brand partners without, I guess, compromising the authenticity for black storytellers?
Well, one of the things that I think we have to understand is what advertisers are looking for, and then understand where our audience is and how we sort of partner to make it work for both places. So that's something I've done constantly. The NAACP Image Awards is a great example. You'll see integrations in that show in a very, very special and unique way. So I think I got that down.
How y'all still paying for the NAACP Awards? I'm just asking because they cut other award shows is what I'm asking, but NAACP awards is still hit.
I think the NAACP, 57 years, we do have a formula. We have been on air. We will continue to be on air. In fact, we've expanded to an NAACP Image Awards week. We start off with a golf tournament. We have a fashion show. We do all the things that really highlight black excellence. We can no longer sit back and react to what other platforms do against us and not include us. We got to invest in our own. And as an organization, we have invested and we continue to have the show year after year.
This year's theme is We See You. Break that down a little bit.
Well, this current political climate is one in which they're trying to erase who we are as a culture, as a people. And so we have to see ourselves. What frustrates me more than anything else is we're caring about what the Oscars say about us and who the Grammy did include. We got to invest in our own. We have to see ourselves and speak from a surplus mindset and get away from caring about what white folks who don't care about us anyway, what they're saying, what they're doing when we have our own.
Does it bother you any when you see a lot of these celebrities go to those other award shows but don't come to the home shows? Does that bother you any?
Well, it bothers me, but it don't, because then they get in trouble. Then they come back and say, "Hey, we want to be back part of this event, right?" I'm an HBCU graduate. There's nothing better than our black colleges.
What school?
Tougaloo College. There's only 5 of us. We all know each other, right? We're not like Hampton. We all know each other, right? In Mississippi. But if we invest in our own, our schools become better. I'm in the middle of a book now by Nkrumah. He went to Lincoln, and his experience at Lincoln allowed him to become the first president of Ghana. Why? Because Thurgood Marshall was there. He ran across Ralph Ellison. He had all of the integration of black intelligence, not only in the United States, but globally. We have to do the same thing for our platforms.
Were you guys, when you announced BET, when you guys announced that you were going to be stepping away from those other award shows, and I remember like the messaging got a little bit lost, where some things are going to go to digital, right? So it's not fully out there. But were you guys nervous about adding negatively to that conversation of BET's decline when you decided to make that decision?
Absolutely. And I think we said they're on pause. So it may be something different coming soon. So just stand by. So they're not gone. They just may be on pause. We've been in conversation about at least bringing one back over the last few weeks.
You can't tell us which one yet?
No. Not yet.
I want to ask you that because you mentioned it, like the Trump administration has been open about attacking DEI, black history, civil rights language. Is the NAACP fighting to preserve those gains from the past, or is this moment forcing the NAACP to completely rethink the
We
playbook?
absolutely fight. We are in, I can't name the number of court cases, many of which we've already won, whether it's a redistricting case in Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, whether or not we put boots on the ground in California for the referendum, whether or not we're strategizing in Maryland and Virginia around that redistricting. Absolutely, we're fighting, but the election have consequences, and platforms like this, we cannot send mixed messages. We got to be clear that this November, we got to turn out and vote. We know who the enemy are. We know how they look. It is not black men is doing this or not doing that. It's about all black folks need to get out and vote, because if we don't, our citizenship, our human essence in this country is at risk.
Is there any way to rethink the playbook? in any way?
Always. I mean, you know, add into the conversation in a way in which we can reconsider things. The median age of our community is 32 years old. Mm-hmm. Things have already been rethought and rethought again. Mm-hmm. We are constantly evolving. That's why next month we're a 117-year-old organization. We're solvent, we're strong, and we're continuing to fight. We have to get out of black folks saying, well, this group isn't doing this one, or this group should do that one. Hell, pick up a shovel and get a scoop and help all of us get to where we need to be. Because if we're stronger as an organization, we're stronger as a community.
Now, you posted something on your social media page that was very powerful, right? It was a half face of KKK Klan member and half face of an ICE member. Break that down, what that picture meant.
If you understand the history of this country, the Klan reemerged in the 1920s. They were able to reemerge through law enforcement, starting in Indiana, and they spread across the country. What we're seeing with the ICE operation now is they're recruiting white supremacists to come into the agency and go in and terrorize communities. Now, let's not be fooled and think it's all about the Latino community. No, it's us too. When they're in Minneapolis and they're pulling over brothers and sisters from Sudan, they look like us. Mm-hmm. They look like all of us around this table. So it's one group today, it's another one tomorrow, it is us after that. We have to stand up. So what we're looking at is Klan activity masquerading as ICE agents.
Mm. Deon, what makes you want to host the NAACP Award?
As a black comic, the community, as you see, we need more comedy in our black community to surface.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here. I don't have no turtleneck. I don't have no jacket. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know. We're just gonna have a good time at the show. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be off the cuff. We just whatever, man.
Hey, you know what I love about you though, Deon, man? Some comedians, they just get louder as they get older. You got sharper.
Man, well, I thank you, man.
Was that intentional, or did just like life strip away all the noise?
Yeah, I just don't have the energy to be hollering and doing a whole bunch of stuff. I think less is more. You know, being more in the pocket when it comes to comedy is, you know, my forte and how I get down. You know, I want to be heard and not seen. You could be heard softly, and you could be heard, you know, loudly or whatever. But I like to just, you know, stay in the pocket with what I do. You know, and it keeps me distant from what the norm is.
We had a conversation a couple of months ago about you, Deon, when you were talking about Kai, and we were talking about the younger generation and the older generation. And you were saying, you said something to the effect of, I don't want to misquote you, that you feel like the young generation should do their homework on some of the legends. And we were saying that sometimes it's very difficult because if they don't know the individuals, it's very difficult. But you felt the way that he didn't necessarily know who you are.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, and that's, I think everybody twisted it and made it seem like I was trying to say he didn't know who I was, and I said over and over again, I was like, it wasn't even about me, it was just about him having that platform to showcase these icons and let his generation know who these people are, and I was like, you don't have to know everybody, because I don't know everybody, and my whole thing was, at least know the winners. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
If you can know who won, that's good enough. You know what I mean? So do your homework and not just walk around like that. And I love that little brother. I think he dope. I think he is innovative and all of that. I just feel as though that with this generation nowadays, corrective criticism is considered hate. And it's not hate. It's like, what am I going to do? Just let you keep doing what you're going to do and then let it keep getting worse and worse and worse, like the situations that have happened now in certain things, whatever. So my job was to go, hey, little brother, check this out, do that, and everybody spent it or whatever. But hopefully he heard it, you know. But then a little bit after that, I think he was actually going through stuff. You know what I mean? So, and so what I was saying was maybe it was something on his mind or heart or whatever, but I felt like I did my job by saying what it is, and he went to go get help and all of that. You get what I mean? Because you never know what nobody's going through.
Yeah.
So I have to say what I have to say and then go from there. You know what I mean? So, you know, much love to that brother. I love that little brother.
You think it's a problem in our community, this is for all of y'all, that we don't necessarily do the research of where things started from? Like, if you go to a young rapper today, he might not know the first rap came from the Bronx and it came from this sound, or different comedians, if you're in the comedy world, who this comedian is, how they started this, or even radio of the first hip hop station and how it started. Do you feel like that's the problem in our community?
I think it's an opportunity. I don't think it's a problem. I mean, when you're trying to build on your craft, you're focused, you're zeroed in, and you don't know when you're going to hit. But once you hit, it's an opportunity to begin to expand so you don't fall into the same potholes. One of the things we must do as a community is learn from past mistakes because we got new ones to make. And the only way we do that is to understand.
I like that. Hold on, say that again. I like that one.
That's TD Jakes to me, right? Right there.
Yeah, I ain't never thought about it like
right?
that.
You know, you learn from past mistakes because we got new ones, and in that moment, it gives the opportunity to not only perfect your craft but to grow the craft. And so that's an opportunity, not a deficit.
I think a part of the conversation with the Kai stuff, though, for people who are in like a learning space, is like, do y'all ever have a chance to have those conversations with him privately? Like, you said you hope he heard what you said, so you guys haven't been able to talk in private.
No, I haven't been able to talk to him in private. I would have loved to, but I didn't reach out because it was just going so bananas. I just was like, yo, if you want to talk, he'll reach out. But I didn't want to go, hey, this is what it meant, you know. But I would love to talk to that brother. I remember I did something with Marlon Wayans, and Marlon said that he had talked to him. And he said, he was like, man, call the little brother and tell him like, you know, you cool or whatever. And I never got his number or whatever. But Marlon did talk to him. And, you know, I don't really know what the outcome was, but Marlon was like, yo, you just call him, and I never did. So I don't have his information, even reaching out on IG or whatever. I just didn't, but I will. I'll reach out to him and be like, hey, hit me up. You know, let's talk about it.
I love like how you always, Deon, just like for me knowing you always like wrap your arms around people or just always speak about people in a positive light, even when those people are, you know, under public scrutiny or whatever. Like you had, I just seen like a few weeks ago, you had Kanye at your show.
Yeah.
And how you brought him up on stage and just like the room just loved seeing him there. And you y'all from the same city. So it's like, you know, I love that. What
Yeah.
did you know he was gonna be there?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my man John Manop. John was like, man, me and John and No ID, we had a dinner the night before with some friends, and Ye hit up John and John was telling him, man, we had a good conversation. We was talking about some stuff, and Ye was like, man, when the next time y'all meeting and I want to go out? They was like, Deon, I got a show tomorrow. You want to go? And he was like, all my family in town for the holidays. And he was like, if I can bring them, and they hit me. I was like, yeah, tell them to come through. You know, how many you got? He was like 25.
Jesus, damn. Family.
Y'all in Chicago? Where y'all at?
None of them know it was LA. Yeah.
Mind you, my room is only 40 seats. You know?
So you did a show for Kanye and friends.
So we had to bring in couches and crates and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he came in and he brought in all 25 of his people, his wife, and everybody came in. And he had a great time because he needed that. You know what I mean? It was it's a lot of weight on him. You know, and when it comes to these situations, I feel like when we dealing with one of our own or whatever. I feel like personally, we shouldn't let everybody get on them. Like we can get on them, but when everybody else start getting on them, we go, all right, well, y'all relax.
Yeah.
We'll take care of him, you know. And so it was for me to be like, come on out, come have a good time, relax your mind, you know, and I go from there, whatever. I wasn't even supposed to bring him on, you know. I bring him on the stage, but I was like, forget that.
Do you have pressure?
I agree with that to a certain extent, but and I'm.
What you mean? What part?
What he's saying, but
Take care of our own.
But Ye pokes at his own community too.
I get it.
You know?
I get he does, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't want to see nobody get kicked while they down. You know what I mean? And so once they keep kicking while he down, it's like, all right, that's what I mean. When they keep kicking him while he down, it's like he got the message.
Yeah.
Quit kicking him, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I have been interested to see what his mindset is because we haven't heard from him
That's
He's been quiet for about a year. And
It's been some time.
His man, I'm telling you where he at. He's just like, man, I'm gonna put some music out. I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna go back to the essence. I'm about to make it soulful. I'm about to make it fun. You know, I'm about to get it in. And that's where he at with it. He like, man, I'm just gonna keep doing me and, you know, whatever. But he's just chilling right now. So.
I was gonna ask, do you have any pressure when you have like a Kanye at your show based than a regular show with no celebrities in it? Any pressure with you or no?
No, not really. No, not at all. Like I know why they there. You know, everybody come to just ease their mind and you know the pressure. You know the pressure of this business or whatever. They just come to get away. Like we had Paul McCartney at the show. You know, he just wanted to come hang out and kick it. You know, everybody come. My room at the Improv, I have a residency there. Right, it's like maybe 50 people, only tops. Everybody phone locked up. You can come in there, have a good time. Ain't nobody gonna record you. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at you, whatever. You can have a good time, so people know that. And so they come and they're not filmed unless I'm filming them, and then that's it, you know. But yeah, it's a good time. We have a lot of celebrities that come through there just to get away. That's dope. But yeah, I'm not gonna waver the way that I am. Even with Paul McCartney, I was putting him in a headlock and punching him, you know, because he got me high, and I ain't want to get high. So it's just us having, making them feel normal. Right. You know what I mean? Like most people walk around there, Sir Paul. You know, I'm in there like calling them P Love and all kinds of stuff, just anything just to make them feel normal.
Yeah,
you know?
You started to say Diddy.
A little bit. I say
I want to ask you, with the success of the New Edition documentary, why doesn't BET do more of those documentaries highlighting our heroes?
We're looking at that. We are looking at that. The New Edition doc speaks for itself.
Word.
It was very expensive. We're trying to
Did
figure
y'all make
out.
the money back for that? Because I figured you did or no? Okay.
It was very expensive.
You mean the movie, right?
The documentary.
the 4-part.
The 4-part documentary.
Yeah.
That's a movie, though. That was a movie.
It was all of the above. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because it was a movie, but it was in part.
Well, Woody McClain and all of them.
Series.
Yeah.
The documentary was a movie.
Series.
Gotcha.
So we're looking at it, figure out, can we do it in a more efficient way? But there are many stories out there, as you know, that need to be told.
How do you evolve a tentpole event like the NAACP Awards so they feel like less nostalgic and more like a reflection of where Black culture is now?
Well, I think
I'm going next.
I think Deon is the start of that, and I think the type of people that we celebrate, we honor, have to be current and part of the culture right now. So I think always culture has to be current. So that's the evolution, and we also have to expand the distribution. So you'll see a lot of stuff online this year that you never saw before. So we'll be using all of the platforms to sort of highlight.
And recognizing that we have over 60 categories, only between 8 and 10 are aired live for the 2 hours. We have a dinner where we recognize, social media content, the whole deal. The reason why Deon is important because joy and laughter is also advocacy. Art is advocacy. And so what most of people see is a 2-hour live broadcast, but a week of activities, the golf tournament kicks off, but then the real night where we get the most celebrities is the dinner. And that's when we honor all the categories, from literary to you name it. And it's a part of how we have evolved as an organization, how we've evolved in terms of this highlighting Black excellence in the entertainment industry. Our next thing is visual arts. We have Black artists and Black galleries. We have to honor them because folks are taking up our art, elevating the prices, and we don't even own it. And so we got to get to that space where we own more of the content that we create.
I have a question.
You don't have to raise your hand, Deon. You can
yes,
just go.
excuse me. I have a question. I want to ask you. I don't want to put nobody on Front Street, but I do have a question. So I remember when Kanye got in trouble and Nick Cannon got in trouble, and they talked to leaders of other races,
Jewish community, yeah.
Rabbis.
Other
Rabbis, yep.
So when people talk bad about us, why isn't there's nobody to answer to? Why is that?
Well, it all depends on the situation, the scenario. So when Nick Cannon got into his scuffle, Marvin Smalls, who was at Prayer March,
love Marvin.
Right? We immediately started talking, put together a strategy. He's back on the air now, right? When Kyrie Irving got into the issues with the Brooklyn team here, Isaiah Thomas and I, we got on the phone, we came up with a strategy, we got his agent, we got Kyrie on, and we began to talk about what is the pivot to save his career. So it all depends on the scenario and whether or not the individual is open enough to reach out.
But that wasn't the question Deon asked. What Deon said was when other races do stuff to offend Black people, who do they answer to? Who do they have to?
Who the other races answer?
Because when we do something wrong, we have to go talk to the leaders of that race.
But why do you have to do that? You don't have to do that.
I'm only asking to learn.
See, y'all about to get out of a job.
But it goes to the individual scenario. We shouldn't be answering to anybody.
I understand that.
So I'm going to go to the Kyrie Irving piece, right? So the blowback came, said, we want you to go to this museum and that museum. It was like, but have you been to the African American Museum? Have we gone and looked at our own stuff? How do we begin to react based on our narrative response and not somebody else's? Far too often, we're reacting because the team around us don't look like us. That's been the problem. There are far too many of these same individuals. The agent ain't one of us. The manager is not us. The lawyer is not us. So what happens? Their advice is coming from their professionals who are moving them to communities that's not us. But if you have people surrounding you that look like us, understand who we are, then the advice you're getting becomes even more crucial. So then you ask yourself, when you look at individual by individual, who's representing them? Who's in their ear? Because far too many of our high A caliber celebrities, they leave us.
So would you not have it?
I do like that question Deon asked, though, because I think people for so long have look to the NAACP, I guess, to be Black people's version of like the ADL.
That's what.
But by the way, the ADL is supposed to be Black people's version of the ADL. It's supposed to be anti-defamation for Black people, Jewish people, and all. But I guess that's what people want the NAACP to be.
We can only be what people, when you get to a certain status, allow to be. Like when you talk about all these folks, who's their lawyer? Is it Black or white? Who's the agent? Who's representing them? That becomes the key, because you all know this game much better than I do. In the isolation of the controversy, only those who have the ear are able to inform on how to move. I'm not going to mention one particular former professional football player. We reached out. his team didn't even know who we were. And so we're trying to help, but the team don't even know who we are. So he can't come to us because he's all of 23 years old.
Colin Kaepernick.
And then his whole team, it doesn't look like us, don't understand the nature of what we do. And I have yet to see this brother at a black event.
But I think that it should be publicized.
And I didn't say that you did.
No, I think it should be publicized because it gives people, it makes people think like there is a consequence with what you say. And because it's never publicized that people, it's not like somebody can go in blackface or say something bad and then they come over and they go and they see them sitting down with you talking and you talking to them and going, you know, this is what you need to do. This is the forgiving them and all the rest of that. We never see that.
Didn't that happen with Jimmy Fallon?
But we see our racism.
That has happened a couple times. I remember Jimmy Fallon had to come and sit down and talk to y'all, right?
That been several.
Yeah, he had the blackface situation.
I
got
sat down with the CEO. Met with Jimmy Fallon after that.
We had a conversation. I don't remember that.
It was comments he made on the air, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a blackface situation.
That's what it was.
Yeah, there was like an old photo that surfaced.
Yeah, so it does happen.
There's a whole list of people that have had to come to you guys and apologize and have conversations, but
it goes to the Kanye example. Are we informing our young entertainers, our peers, about their representation? We're giving our money away. I just heard a narrative about Prince. Someone wanted to do his cover his song. He says, I'm not going to let you do that because you don't own the rights to your song. I refuse to pay for these folks' grandkids to go to college off of my material. The real question for the celebrity community, are we allowing ourselves to be pimped as we masquerade in blackface? Because oftentimes that's what's happening. BET is a much stronger entity if more of our folks invest in it. NAACP is a stronger advocate if more of our folks invest in it. My membership roster, those who support me, are everyday working people. That's a beautiful thing because that's who we represent. But we have to be honest about this conversation at 360 degrees. Are we investing in our young people who've gone to law school, who are at ad agencies, who can actually do the thing and making sure we're rep by them?
I have a question. So, and it's going back to what you said about with Nick Cannon and not Colin Kaepernick, Kyrie Irving. You said, why do you think that we have to go and apologize, right? So when people come to you guys to have those conversations, to apologize, to do the whole dance and the tour, why do you guys entertain the conversation if there are leaders like you in the NAACP who feel that way? Because I know Morgan Wallen did the same thing as well, too.
Well, first of all, we have to understand the historical nature so we don't offend people, whether you're black, white, male, female, whatever the case may be. And there are certain scenarios where we make mistakes. People make mistakes. And how do you get from under that when you are actually relying on the public for your support? So sometimes you do apologize because if I made an offensive comment towards black women, y'all be upside my head. I do need to pivot and apologize because if I made that mistake. But in doing so, you need to do it in a way in which you're not demeaning yourself, that you're not betraying the essence of who you are, and you can be honest that I made this mistake, error, learn from it, and move forward. So sometimes we do need to apologize. But if you got a team that's around you that is not from our community, what happens there is you don't know who to apologize to properly, and you don't know what the apology look like. And then you have people saying, you got to apologize, plus you got to donate to this thing over here, give money to that thing over there.
Just some people that ain't gonna like you for the rest of your life anyway. You can get
and Hampton need that check. You don't sit at this museum when Hampton needs that check or Howard needs that check.
That's interesting. There's always criticism that BET isn't black owned. So how do you balance BET being part of a large corporate structure while still serving as a platform for black voices?
Well, I think dirty little secret, it's not black owned, but it is black run. Just about 90% of the people who run BET look like us. They come from our communities. They've done extremely well. One of the things that I want to do, and I said this sort of the first week on the job, is really highlight the people who run BET. We have some very strong, intelligent people who run BET. And you usually only know that one face or two faces that are at the company. There's a team of leadership there that I think really our community needs to know and our community needs to engage with.
Hey, with the new shows and stuff when they come out, can you make sure everybody's hairline ain't super crispy on the show.
I thought that's what people want.
It don't look real. It don't be looking real. They be getting out of the water, dog. They be fights falling off into hay. Get a crispy hairline. Like, yo, you've been caged for 3 weeks. Cut out a beard but crispy hairlines. So make sure the hairlines are normal. Right?
I want to give you the opportunity to teach too, Derrick, because people like to say the NAACP was started by white folks.
So in 1909, people who we think are who we see as white today, they were not considered white in 1909. Jewish people were not considered white in 1909, nor was Italian Catholics. The NAACP was created by a set of individuals who were othered. Mm-hmm. They were not a part of the mainstream. It wasn't until the late 20s, 30s, and then after World War II that people we see now as white are considered white. And so this concept of NAACP was started by white folks. No, we were started by a group of people who were othered. Now, be very clear, black folks created NAACP with the Niagara Movement, with W.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, William Monroe Trotter. They came to a meeting that next year as a result of a racial incident that happened in Springfield, Illinois, and they agreed collectively to start an organization that was national scope, that represent colored people across the spectrum, whether you was Irish Catholic or Jewish or black, whatever, because democracy was not being applied to all of those communities. And so this fallacy that it was started by white people in 1909, those folks weren't considered white. They only became white when it was politically expedient. If you was Italian, you was not considered white. When LaGuardia got elected in this city, he was not considered white. And as a result, over time, the Italian community became a part of the social construct of whiteness. We never will, because this ain't going nowhere. So we have to be black to the bone and be clear and proud about it. Through and through. But no one did us a favor in creating an organization. They was creating an organization to advocate for their own security as well.
Let's look at some of these nominees, Loren. Pull them up.
Yeah,
I know we all over the place in this interview, but that's how it is.
It's all good. That's breakfast.
Outstanding motion picture, Highest to Lowest, One of Them Days, Sarah's Oil, Sinners, Wicked, Outstanding Documentary, Being Eddie on Netflix.
What are the categories?
Outstanding Podcast, News and Information, Outstanding Podcast, Lifestyle and Self-Help, Outstanding Podcast, Society and Culture. I think I was supposed to be in that one. Outstanding Podcast, Arts, Sports and Entertainment, Outstanding Podcast, Scripted, Limited Series, Short Form. You have the Outstanding Gospel Christian Album, Outstanding Song, Soul and R&B, Hip Hop and Rap Song, Outstanding Variety Series or Special, Outstanding Children's Program, Outstanding New Artist, Outstanding Male Artist, Female Artist, Entertainer of the Year. Tiana Taylor is also in that category too, with Cynthia Erivo and Doechii, Kendrick Lamar, and Michael B. Jordan. Outstanding Comedy Series, Outstanding Drama Series, Outstanding News, Information, Series or Special, Outstanding Talk Series, Outstanding Reality Program, Reality Competition Series, Services, and Game Shows.
So, Deon, you didn't demand that the Funny Knowing You podcast get nominated as part of your
listen, I should have demanded Funny Knowing You podcast is blowing up, man. Why it ain't on y'all thing, man? Next year it's gonna be on there, man.
But I do love your podcast, though,
Thank you
Deon.
so
It's
much,
dope. Yeah,
man.
I just
Thank
watched
y'all.
you sit
Thank
down with
y'all.
Bill Burr. That's also one of my
thank
favorite
you. We got
comments.
another
That
one coming out this
funny.
Wednesday. We got Brian Austin Green.
From 90210?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's gonna be talking about what Tashina was saying about it. Go ahead.
Oh,
Envy.
okay.
What the hell you know about that?
Envy, go ahead. Give me some time talking with that. So how they dated. So
Get the fuck
Oh
out
my
of here.
God.
yeah.
Wow. Wednesday.
Green and Tashina Arnold?
Yeah.
So Wednesday, we
Wow.
gonna-
While they was on Martin, and she said that she had let him go because she didn't want, because he was sleeping with so many black women. She didn't want to keep sleeping with him, and then he go be with a white girl and share his riches with a white girl. So she let him go.
Oh,
Then
wow.
he was like, no, she's lying.
I'm about to tease. He gonna tease.
Why that part ain't go viral?
A little bit it went around, but no, she said that she was like, nah, I let him go, and he was like, no, this is what happened, And he hit me up and he came through.
Did he post a video to his
this
TikTok?
Huh?
Did he post a video somewhere on social or no?
I don't know if he posted it, but no.
That might have been a fake one I saw because I thought I saw a response somewhere from him.
Oh yeah,
but
I think he said something like or I love you, girl. But he still love her.
Okay, getting into the tea.
But yeah, Envy, go ahead. Yeah.
That was a good question you asked. What did you say?
So I was asking, how are the winners picked? So how do people decide who's winning these categories?
So first of all, you have to submit your content. There is a committee people in the industry and laypersons, over 300 plus people to nominate. And then once you are nominated, you're voted on. Depending on the category, it could be a committee that votes on you of experts. So the literary committee, you have individuals who read a lot of books, right? For some of the categories is anyone can vote, the mass vote. In other categories, there is another voting committee. And so it's broken up so no one has the thumb on the scale for any particular product. I executive produced a daytime soap called Beyond the Gates. I couldn't have my thumb on the scale, but they got nominated, and I'm glad it is nominated. It is an opportunity for us to really appreciate our content and then vote on what we think is best represent our image and who we are as a people.
Let me tell you what we need. We need Uncommon Favor by Don Staley to win Outstanding Literary Work. That's Black Privilege Publishing. We need Native Land Pod to win Outstanding Podcast. That's iHeartMedia Reason Choice. We need Money and Wealth for John Hope Bryant to win Outstanding Podcast. Lifestyle Health. That's Black Effect. That's Black Effect, iHeart Podcast. Just here with Dr. J. That's Black Effect. We need that to win as well. Nice. What else we need to win? Oh, and we need Kingsland to win an Outstanding Podcast Scripted Limited Series. That's SBH Productions and Audible.
Anything else, sir?
No, that's covered. That's what we need.
So the show is February 28th on BET. Make sure you go out and watch it. And we appreciate you, brothers, for joining us this morning.
And on CBS.
And on CBS.
That's right. Y'all sure about that? CBS done had some changes over there. Y'all sure about that?
And in fact, why don't the Breakfast Club come out and air from there? We kick off on Tuesday with a golf tournament. We're doing something every day. Come out and air.
Why not? Okay. What day is it?
February
28th. That's Saturday, but we're doing something from Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay. Okay. You know what? I do have one last question. When you talk about CBS, a lot of Black people are politically exhausted, and you heard Deon say about how his comedy shows are an escape. Like, how does the NAACP re-energize people who feel like their vote, protesting, donating, like they feel like again?
Yeah, it's like I'm exhausted from eating, therefore I'm not going to eat anymore, and I'm going to die because I don't eat. Dion is a good example. I said it earlier. Joy and laughter is a part of advocacy, and we recognize that so many of our people are consuming their information from sports and comedy, so we're trying to get more into that space so you can be entertained but also be informed. We cannot promote this concept that we're exhausted. We have to just drive in the notion that if we don't participate, you think things are bad now, it's only going to get worse. A year ago, we didn't think it was going to be this bad. And as a result of some of us not participating, it was more people not voting that voted in our community. Therefore, we have to drive the notion that voting is like breathing and eating. You must do it regardless of your fatigue, because if you don't, you won't be able to breathe or eat.
So you have moments like, I think last year y'all had Vice President Kamala Harris, she won an award and she gave her speech. Are you going to have moments like that this year? Oh.
More than likely. I mean, we're the NAACP, absolutely. In between Deon telling some great jokes.
But I think, Charlamagne, to that point of exhaustion, I think it's on all of us to make sure that our community doesn't get exhausted. I mean, because people are going to get tired at different moments of time, depending on what happens in the community. So I think it's important, especially those of us in the media, that we continue to push and motivate and inspire people.
And we just launched NAACP Plus. It's a platform for podcasts, short form media for that very reason. We just launched a venture capital fund so we can reinvest in our communities, a $200 million raise. We're an organization that we realize that the sum total of the Black experience goes beyond entertainment, goes beyond what goes on in DC, is everything that we do. We try to be in all of those spaces.
All right. Absolutely. Well, the 57th NAACP Image Awards goes down on BET and CBS February 28th. Dion Cole, Derrick Johnson, Louis Carr, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
And they can vote online. for these.
Some
for
of the
these
categories you can vote online.
Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
That's right. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?